All right, guys. Happy to be joined by brothers and 2/3 of a sibling trifecta. We have triplets here, but twins, two brothers here, David Ford, Maxwell Ford. Great players, great amateur players from North Carolina, both in the top 30 in the world amateur golf rankings. David at 5, Maxwell at 30. So they're both carrying their own weight, and they're heading to the RSM Classic this week in Sea Island as brothers, teeing it up on the PGA Tour. And we're going to get into all that. That will be a little later in this episode. But guys, I mean, how excited are we about playing on the PGA Tour next week as brothers?
I'm really excited for it. Seeing that he got into the tournament was a really cool surprise for me.
And David, you got in because you won the Jones Cup, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And Maxwell, you just got a sponsor's invite. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what I heard. I'm not entirely sure how it all worked out, but I got word last Sunday, so about a week ago from when we were recording this. And yeah, it was pretty cool, pretty exciting.
It's awesome, man. Well, we'll get into that here in a little bit more in depth. But I saw both of y'all at the U.S. Amateur this year at Cherry Hills, and the entire week, the graphics of y'all's potential bracket and y'all two potentially going up against each other was on the forefront of my brain the entire time. I'm thinking both of y'all are playing too well not to end up playing each other. Did y'all kind of see that in the bracket, that it was getting very close for y'all to potentially play each other in the U.S. Amateur?
Yeah, I think once we won our round of 32 match, I think we both had to win one more match in order to play each other. And there was a lot of people were talking about it. I tried to not think about it, and I think I did a good job of not thinking about it, but we both got eliminated in the round of 16.
Yeah, I think I was very aware of it from the start of match play. And I was kind of using it as motivation to hang in there as much as I could. And yeah, it was definitely on my mind. I just was kind of hitting it too bad in my round of 16 match and ran into somebody that was playing pretty good.
Yeah, it's hard to win that event. As y'all played it, you know how difficult it is. It's hard to be perfect every day. And Maxwell, I know you had a nice win against Nick Grabelsick. Is that how you pronounce his last name? Grabelsick?
Gabrelsic, I think. David could probably speak on that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I know you were Walker Cup teammates with him, David. And yeah, incredible week for both of y'all there. I know the USAM is one you want to win, but I tell you what, I was cheering for you guys to play each other. And if you would have played each other, would it have been a friendly type of deal? Or y'all, when you play against each other, is it friendly, or do y'all keep it? Yeah, y'all keep it pretty competitive.
It's. I mean, I think it certainly used to be very competitive, especially when we were in high school. I think now it's gotten a little tamer with the fact that we're on the same team and we're kind of working towards one common goal. I think at the USAM level, obviously we both would have wanted to win really bad, but
yeah,
I think we would have been just having a lot of fun, understanding that it's an experience that would have been really special. So just kind of taking it all in probably would have been my mindset.
Yeah, probably same for me. I think nobody else in the field has the opportunity to play against their brother. So I would expect, if we did play, I would expect there to be a lot of fans there. And I think that would be really fun for both of us.
Were your parents out there that week?
They were.
Who would they have cheered for? Would they just cheered for birdies?
They just probably wouldn't want anybody to get hurt.
They're just here so they don't get fined. Is that?
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. I can't imagine having that dilemma. Now they don't have to worry about it. The fact that you guys are teammates at North Carolina, and one of the things I did pick up that week, I just always thought y'all were twins, and I mentioned it right off the cusp in the beginning that y'all were triplets. Tell me about your sister.
Yeah, she's we kind of grew up at the golf course, and she kind of grew up not at the golf course, so we aren't that close with her, but she's kind of doing her own thing. I believe she's in England right now. She goes to the University of Georgia, but she actually trained a service dog for the last year and a half or 2 years, which is pretty cool. It's pretty high maintenance, but yeah, the dog was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I hear she's the most mature one between the three of y'all. Is that fair?
It's
Okay.
Probably a tie for last for all three of us.
That's well said. So, Maxwell, you went to Georgia So your sister, y'all were there at the same time. Did y'all see much of each other on campus, or was y'all kind of doing your own thing there?
I would say us kind of doing our own thing. It probably happened about 5 times where we'd just be walking to class and I would see her or she would see me.
I love it.
And it would kind of be funny every time. And then also like if one of us was going home, which was like an hour and 15 minutes away, and the other one needed stuff from home, then we could kind of rely on each other that way. But other than that, not a whole lot of communication, but it was fun when I saw her every once in a while.
Hey, once you get out of the house and do your own thing, I'm here for it. I love it. And it's funny. So, Charlie, my co-host and producer, we were kind of doing some prep on you guys, and before y'all came on here, and your mom happened to set your computer up, Maxwell, and she ended up hanging out for about 10, 15 minutes. We were just kind of chatting away with her, and she was kind of talking about, we wanted to know a little bit more about y'all's personalities. I've seen the golfers of you two, and I know how good both of you are, but I wanted to know kind of a little bit more in depth of you two. And the first thing that she had told me is that between the ages, I guess it was either 4th grade through 7th grade, y'all were homeschooled. Is that
That's
correct?
Right, yeah.
So what was that like, being in the house? Your mom, like, I assume that she was the one kind of running through y'all's homeschool program.
Yeah. We went to a sort of a classroom thing once a week.
Okay.
For those years. So one day of like, call it normal school, and then the other 4 days were at home. And the main reason was just to have more time to play golf.
Okay.
At least that's how I remember it. And because that was kind of when we started getting more serious about golf. Definitely towards the end of our homeschool years. And it definitely did that. Gave us more time to play golf. And I think it was really good, like looking back on it in college preparation, because in college you don't, you have more free time and less time like actually in class.
Yes.
So I think it definitely helped prepare me for college in that aspect.
So, and this started in 4th grade. So you're telling me that y'all had sights on playing the PGA Tour at that young of an age, or was it just that y'all didn't want to go to school and you wanted to play more golf?
I don't know. I don't know if we were thinking about PGA Tour then. I think we just wanted to play as much golf as we could. David might be able to provide some insight, but that's my my memory is typically not the best. But no, that's how I remember it.
I think similar to what Maxwell said, I think we just loved golf, and our mom wanted to spend more time with us at home. And it was kind of the best of both worlds, where we could be homeschooled, spend more time with her, or spend more time at home, I guess, not at school, and then be at the golf course in all our free time. So I think it was more like a love for the game than it was like a dream of playing at a high level. But when you love golf that much, then you spend so much time there, then eventually you get better at it.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. And a couple other twins that I do know. So Sam Straka and Sepp Straka, they're two of my good buddies here in Birmingham back when Sam used to spend a lot more time here. And Sam is, if you know Sam, he's one of the funnier guys I've ever met. But one of the things he always talks about when he watched Sepp play, especially on the PGA Tour now or the Ryder Cup, wherever it is he always knows what his brother's thinking, but it's almost like they can communicate telepathically. Do y'all, and I've never had a chance to ask another twin the same question. Do y'all ever have that sense that you know what each other are thinking, kind of that the fact that you are wired very similarly?
Yeah, I think we've gotten that question a few times this semester.
Really?
And I think I know what he's thinking a lot of times, especially on the golf course. Or like when I'm showing him a video on my phone, like a funny video, or I know what to send him because I know it'll make him laugh. I think I know what he's thinking a lot of times in those situations. Like even if he doesn't laugh at the video, I know he thinks it's funny, stuff like that. And then on the golf course, like we can obviously, I think, tell when each other are a little bit angry, or when we're really feeling good. And I don't think it's to the extent of like we can communicate like that, but I think I do know what he's thinking a lot of times.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that's the main thing is we just kind of like, I think we interpret like situations pretty similarly. Like if something weird happens, then we're probably thinking like somewhat of a similar thought to the other one, which has been fun at UNC so far.
Yeah, I bet. Well, I'm going to test this theory. This wasn't a part of the script. Okay. Y'all are going to pick a number 1 through 10, and we're going to see if this hits or not. And when I say go, you're going to say the number that comes to your mind. All right. You ready? You got your number?
Got it.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
7.
Golly, are you kidding me?
I knew that would work too.
Yeah, I knew it was going to work as well.
God. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is unreal. I mean,
you made Smylie so happy he's disconnected his mic, and now we're going to have to stop down and
how'd you like that, Charlie? That was great. I got so excited I unplugged my dang mic.
Yeah, that's what we were off camera here for a second as we were getting the recording back up again. But I knew that was going to happen. As soon as they both said 7, I was like, then the next thing that happens is Smylie pulls the cord out of his mic, and we have to stop down and restart all over again.
Yep,
but worth it. That was a great party trick that you two just pulled off there. I really enjoyed that.
All right, on to the next one. For the folks that have not seen you guys play golf, and David, I'll start with you first. How would you describe your game? Is there anybody that you would say your game is similar to that maybe plays on the PGA Tour, where I know you're a lefty and Maxwell's a righty? So initially all my guys that come into my head are lefties. So someone like a Brian Harmon. Is there anybody that you feel like your game is similar to on the PGA Tour?
I guess I'm not really sure. I haven't seen enough PGA Tour players' games to like up close to really know.
Right.
I don't think my game is similar to Ryan Gerard or Ben Griffin, the two guys that I have seen up close.
Yeah.
But I think as I've been at college, my short game's gotten a lot better, and I haven't hit it as good as I did in junior golf. So having my coach, Andrew DiBattista, help me with short game has been really helpful. And then learning from guys like Ben Griffin and Ryan Gerard has been tremendous just for my short game. Because I think they don't hit as many fairways as say Justin Thomas. But I think their short games are all world.
And David, I read that your favorite player on tour is Justin Thomas. Is that still the case? And if so, why do you like his game? Was it his temperament or just the way he plays the game?
Yeah, I think I played with him like a year ago, maybe. And he shot 29, obviously, at Grove 23. And then I was really impressed with like how well he hit it, but how good his misses were, I guess. And I feel like in my game, like when I'm hitting it well, it's pretty similar. Like even when I'm missing it, when I'm playing well, even when I'm missing it, I feel like it doesn't curve that much. And his was pretty similar. So I guess since that time, I like Justin Thomas, and then Scotty Scheffler's the other guy. I like his demeanor. I like what he stands for. I feel like I've never played with him, but I like how he curves the ball both ways. And I think those are two really solid players.
It's definitely a great start. Maxwell, describe your game. Is it similar to your brothers? Or y'all do kind of go about your game in different ways? You obviously go about a different way, standing on the correct side of the ball, the right side.
I think our games have been pretty similar for a while. For some reason, I started hitting the ball like a lot further than I typically do, just in the last like couple months, which has been weird. It kind of feels like I've been like relearning how to play golf, or like at least learning how to play the style of golf that I am playing. So I'd say that's been weird. But I think David definitely hits it a lot straighter than I do. I think he probably, if it's a competition of who can roll the ball end over end in putting, he probably beats me there. And then I think, as far as like a PGA Tour guy who I think my game is similar to, I would say Keith Mitchell. We have the same swing coach, Chan Reeves, down in Sea Island, so that might have something to do with it. But I feel like Keith's game is pretty similar to mine.
I love Keith too. Do you happen to wear the frat visor as well, like Keith?
I do not. I haven't gotten to that level yet. Maybe a good week this week, and I can think about it. I
tell you what, the frat visor, and then Keith dresses really well too. That's not a bad person to emulate. He drops bombs as well, like yourself now. So he's a great person to pick his brain. And I love Chan Reeves. He's a fantastic swing coach as well. And so sounds like you're in some great hands. Maxwell, so obviously you started your career first 2 years at the University of Georgia and transferred to North Carolina to play with your brother at North Carolina. What was behind that decision? Was it more getting out of Georgia? Was it going to play with David? Or was it just all those factors kind of combined into one?
I think playing with David was probably the main thing. I think I realized in my 2 years at Georgia how similar David and I think, and like how he could help me on the golf course, along with Coach DiBattista and some other guys on the team. So yeah, I mean, when I entered the portal, I didn't really know if it was going to work out, and then figured out after a couple weeks that it was going to work out, and then I realized that UNC was probably the only other place other than Georgia that I would want to go. So yeah, it was. I'd say it was primarily a decision that was made to play with David, and it's worked out really well so far. I've enjoyed it.
Well, and we've talked about this. You've already named a number 1 through 10. Y'all both said it. So you're twins, and you obviously think alike. You play similarly, and in high school, so you ended up at 2 different places. Did y'all ever talk about? Was it just kind of making your own decision when it came to college recruiting, or was there ever a time where you're like, dude, are we really not going to go play together in college? This is going back to high school time.
I think we talked about it a little bit, and the conclusion we came to is that we just wanted to go to the school that fit us best individually. Mm-hmm. And for me, that was Georgia for 2 years, and for him, it was UNC. But I mean, I think our relationship then was a little different. We were much more competitive against each other.
Right.
And I think we'd just been around each other for our whole lives. And I think it was nice to get away a little bit, and then kind of realize like what we could be missing if we were playing together. So that was definitely a factor in switching schools.
And David, when Maxwell entered the transfer portal, I can't imagine you just had your Google transfer portal app open and said, "Oh, my brother hit the portal." I'm sure you knew it was coming. When he did hit the portal, how active were you in recruiting him, trying to get your brother to North Carolina?
I think I was more just from relationally between me and Maxwell. I think I was more just there for any questions he had, because I had been around the program for 2 years. I was going to give him an honest answer. I wanted to see him go like what would be best for him. But from me talking to my coach standpoint, I kind of told him the whole time, like, imagine how good we can be if Maxwell comes to UNC, and kind of just like how excited I was, like if he was to make a decision to go to UNC. So I don't think I merged the two worlds of like talking to my coach and talking to my brother. And I didn't tell my brother how excited I was if he came, but I was more just kind of let him make his own decision and then give him information that he needed. But yeah, with my teammates and my coach, I was pretty excited. I'd say pretty vocal.
Yeah, and y'all have a heck of a team in North Carolina. Y'all's are one of the top 3 or 4 teams in the country, and I imagine getting you two on the same team in North Carolina, it's that's some serious firepower. But speaking of North Carolina, co-host, producer Charlie Humes got the North Carolina hat on. The man bleeds North Carolina, and he's got a couple questions for you guys that I'm sure that he wants to get answered on his end.
Yeah, this is the part of the interview where we're just going to commandeer this and just turn it in the direction of Chapel Hill. If this was a video being played on the Jumbotron in the Dean Dome, it'd be like, I'm Charlie Hume and I'm a Tar Heel. So I'm just like way older than you guys and was there eons ago on campus in Chapel Hill. But I got a few questions for you all, about life there, but also specific to golf, because I think one of the coolest things that's happened for North Carolina golf in this last year is the renovation of Finley. And I heard a story, I don't know how true it is that Coach DiBattista either took out our athletic director or our chancellor to play Finley in the state it was in and said, you know how good this program is, and let's look at the state of this course and do you think this course matches the quality of the program? And the answer, of course, is we need to go out and get some money and upgrade this to fit what you all have done on the course for the Heels. And so I'm just curious, in you all's mind, and David, maybe let's start with you because you've been there for a few years, what the biggest upgrade has been for you? Because as I understand it, it's been a few things. It's been an upgraded practice facility, which I know is huge, for you guys who are trying to kind of improve and get better every day, but it's also a new routing and some new hole designs. And then I think that, one of the bigger things as well, given the climate in North Carolina, you went from bent grass greens to Bermuda greens. So which of those things already has been like, wow, this has been a huge upgrade for us?
Yeah, I think honestly, I haven't been able to practice that much the last 2 months. Been on the road a ton. And when I have gone to the course, it's mainly I just want to hit balls and go do homework. I want to hit balls for 5 hours, but I have to do homework. And so I haven't gotten to use the facility all that much. I've probably been over to the new facility like 5 times, but I've been on the golf course a good bit, especially in the last few weeks. And we put a lot of money into it. Like huge props to Coach DiBattista too, because he worked so hard to not only raise money, but also just get the details in line with it. And he did, the Davis Love golf design and everyone who worked on the course did an amazing job. But the golf course itself is amazing. Like, I think it's way harder when the greens are firm. It's tough. And even when the greens are soft, it's not that easy because you got all these humps in the greens, different routing. It's really long. You don't really have many wedges in. So overall, I think the golf course is the biggest upgrade in helping us get better just every day. And the fact that we have it, I think it's semi-public, maybe semi-private. I don't really know. But we have it and it's available for us and really available to us. So I think it's been amazing.
Yeah. Well, and Maxwell, this is where I got to give you props for just waiting for the fancy renovation to happen before you transferred in. That was like fantastic timing. Really well done on your part. What have you noticed about just the course and what sticks out to you is, wow, they made this change and this feels really good. And I'm excited to kind of play here for the next couple of years.
Yeah. I think the coolest thing for me on the golf course has been like the tee shots. I think it's difficult off the tee. And you, especially on some holes, you have to hit a really good one. And for the most part, with the exception of a few holes, you have to, like if you hit a really bad shot, it's probably going to be out of play, which I really like because that's not something that I had, at my home golf course growing up. And then also, at UGA, it wasn't super present, in the golf courses we played. So yeah, I've liked it off the tee. I think it's a good test.
What you mentioned this, David, in your answer, like obviously Davis Love III, his design firm came in and oversaw this entire project. Did you all have any interface with Davis, as he kind of went about this to get feedback from the guys on the team as to what they'd like to see as part of the renovation?
I haven't talked to him specifically. I think we gave feedback to my coach, and then my coach would give feedback to him. And even kind of along the way as the facility was being designed, we were working with the people who were in management, just designing the facility and even working with some people from Grove 23 to make sure everything was world class and how we wanted it. And when we were designing the facility, my coach said, like, we can do whatever we want. Like, what do you guys want to do? And so it's kind of cool just to design our own facility. But I think, honestly, this is how it goes with pretty much every decision in my college golf life. It's like I trust Andrew DiBattista with pretty much everything on the golf course. So whatever he says, I'm probably going to go with the facility. And he kind of led the charge of like giving feedback to Davis Love and to everyone involved with the facility and the golf course. And I think he did a great job along with them.
Yeah. Well, so look, all of us in here in this video chat right now, we're all golf sickos. Like if it was up to us, we'd be at the golf course all the time. But let's take golf off the table now. Let's talk about Chapel Hill. What do you all like to do in Chapel Hill? Where are your favorite places to eat, hang out? I want to get because it's changed so much since I was in school. It's crazy. Every time I go, there's a new building going up. There's a new, business being changed over. So like Maxwell, since you've been in Chapel Hill, what are some of your favorite things to do there?
Food wise, I haven't branched out very much. I eat a lot of Chipotle and a lot of Bojangles. And then I cook a decent amount, but it's either eggs or chicken. So it's really like, you're asking the wrong guy about food in Chapel Hill. But, other than that, I'd say anything like with, the church or like my church group is, just what I really, really enjoy doing. love being around those people. And I love just kind of like how they affect my thought processes. And just anything with the church is fun.
How about you, David?
Yeah, I'm honestly, like, after being here for 2.5 years, I'm honestly in the same boat as him. I live right by a Chipotle, like maybe 100 yards, which is amazing. But I love cooking.
That's the one on like the end of Rosemary, kind of like I'm trying to think where that is. That the one that's kind of past Granville Towers?
Yeah,
like down yeah. Great spot. Love it.
Yeah.
Know well.
I go there. I mean, I think if my life wasn't busy and if I didn't have school, then I'd cook every meal. Like I love cooking. I pretty much cook some sort of meat and then rice and then sweet potatoes or broccoli almost every lunch or dinner, which I love it. And I haven't gotten sick of it yet. So I do that. And then I cook every breakfast. So I don't eat out all that much. My favorite restaurant, hands down, is Monterey, though. It's a Mexican place.
Okay.
And I think it's because my life is busy, but it takes like 10 minutes for them to bring you your food, which is just amazing for me. And it's big portions. It's Mexican food, which I love. And you get free chips and salsa. So it's like even more calories. So it's kind of a good spot for me, but I don't branch out much either.
You all both mentioned your faith, and your mom talked a little bit about this when she joined us. I think it's a Summit Church she said y'all go to. And I know, David, you said you admire Scotty Scheffler for what he stands for. And I know he talks about that a lot. How much of an impact does that have on your golf game? In terms of just the things that how that impacts your thought process and the people you're around there, to either one of you, however you want to answer that. Yeah,
I think it's everything. Like me trying to rely on myself on the golf course. It's like a train wreck. I'm prideful and I care too much about every shot and like everything. I'm tense over the ball. But like when I allow, I'm a Christian, so like when I allow the Lord to do His work in my life and say, like, basically give it to Him and say, like, all right, I can't control the results of this tournament, but like you've called me to go out here and play with freedom, and kind of like knowing that my identity is secure. No matter if I hit a really good shot or a really bad shot, that gives me all the freedom I need to play good golf and play bad golf and not be affected. I think my faith is everything to me, and I've been blessed to have people on my team at UNC and even Maxwell like live that out as well, and kind of show me how to play golf for Jesus.
Maxwell, how about you?
I would say pretty much similar. I think the longer I play golf and the longer I live, the more I understand like that I'm just kind of like not the most reliable person in terms of like my spirit, and like I'm pretty much just like a silly goose if I just like try to do anything other than like rely on the Lord for His power. So I think I would say that the Lord has been like really gracious to me in showing me who He is and like how that affects who I am. And it's always a process, but it's a really fun process. I feel like it's just every week it's like a new thing that I can learn about Christianity or about like how that affects my life. And it's really fun.
All right, I got one last one for both you, then I'm done commandeering the University of North Carolina Chapel Hill portion of this interview. But look, we get called a basketball school a lot. Last couple years, we've really been trying to make a play in the football school lane. I think if we're being realistic with ourselves, we're more of a women's soccer school or a field hockey school than either of those sports. But I want to hear it from you two. Give me the pitch. Why is the University of North Carolina a golf school? David, I want to start with you first.
It's the easiest answer ever. I've told a lot of people this, even on campus, that Andrew DiBattista is the best coach in the NCAA, not just in golf, but like in all of NCAA sports. I mean, I'll stand by that until I die. I think, he's done a lot for me, but he's also done tremendous things for the program. Like in the last 9 years since he's been head coach, the program has gone from like great players who are really talented, but I guess we're limited in their success. And then like once he got the job and like really started to turn the program around and get like really good people involved with the program, like get money. I feel like people don't talk about that, but like He's a great fundraiser. He just does everything well. Like he loves us well. He loves his players. He cares about us. Like if I call him at midnight and I say like I need a ride somewhere, he will be very tired and he'll get out of bed and sacrifice sleep for me to get the ride. So I think it all starts with him. And like honestly, we're not a golf school without him. But yeah, because he's done so much for a program and honestly taught us each so much individually. I think I can stand by not just the results that we're a golf school, but that we're actually a golf school because of the people we have.
How about you, Maxwell?
Yeah, I think the same thing. I think it all starts with Coach DiBattista. I think because of Coach DiBattista being like such an amazing coach that the players become really good and like the recruits that we get are very good. But I think like the biggest thing about Coach DiBattista when I got to school was like I noticed like how sacrificial he was for his players. Like he's in every situation, he's willing to like give up comfort for himself, for his players, to be better off. And it's just like, it makes me like really want to play well for him. And he like, I can see how badly he wants a national championship, and how badly he wants to see all of us happy. And it just, he really cares a lot. And he's just a fun guy to play for.
That's all amazing stuff, and makes me want to go back and play some college golf. I'll tell you what. But as I played last week, I don't think I wouldn't make the team in North Carolina right now. That's how freaking good y'all's team is. So I need to keep working my own game back here in Birmingham. And real quick, David, I just want to just get your quick thoughts on two things. One, the first time I saw your name, seen you on TV, was at Seminole. You made every single thing you looked at that day, it looked like, from my opinion. Shot 62 at Seminole. And then following that, you played the Walker Cup at St. Andrews this year. Talk about that day at Seminole, shooting 62 there, and then just your overall experience at the Walker Cup.
Yeah, I think that's those two events are a year apart, but definitely probably the two highlights of my last year and a half. Yeah, the round at Seminole was just stupid. I remember I had a few supporters out there. We had some donors out there from UNC, which I was very thankful for. Golf Channel was covering it, which made me more nervous. And honestly, I made a lot of putts in a row. I think I made 8 birdies in a row. But before I made those birdies,
is that it?
Before I made those birdies, it was like I was actually upset going into those holes. I missed a 12-footer for birdie, missed a 12-footer for birdie, missed a 12-footer for birdie, then missed a 12-footer for eagle. And that started my birdie run, a 2-putt on it was holes like 6 through 9. And then 9 started my birdie run. And it was like some days like golf doesn't make sense. I'll go out to the course and like hit it better than I did that day and roll it better and shoot like 2 under. And then that round I remember I rolled it pretty well, but those greens, I read them really well and I pushed a few putts and they still went in. But yeah, it was a sweet round. I was really happy to have support because I was pretty nervous too. And then Walker Cup, I was really nervous. I was actually sick the final round. I was sick the whole week, but really sick the final day. I think I had a fever on the first tee, and it comes back to Coach DiBattista. He was there on the first tee, and I was the anchor match. And my captain told me I was going to be anchor match because he needed me in that spot. And I was a 101 fever, like 0-2 on the Walker Cup, and I was like. I look at Deebs on the putting green and there's a lot of people surrounding. I look at Deebs and I'm just like dead. And then he says like, come here. And he says like, some people might think they made the wrong decision putting you here, but you are absolutely in the right spot. And like, if he didn't say that to me, I remember he said that to me and I probably could have run 4 miles. And it was, yeah, it was having people like him, a lot of people from Kahua. It's a company that Maxwell and I are supported by. Just at the Walker Cup to support us was amazing. And then obviously to make the putt to win the Walker Cup is something I'll never forget. But if I didn't have the people there with me, like my caddy John texted me after and was like, that was so memorable and meaningful to me. If it was just me out there making a putt against Alex McGuire to win the Walker Cup, it wouldn't have been as rewarding. But having people that I loved out there was really cool too.
It was fun to watch both that event, the Stevens Cup at Seminole and the Walker Cup. Look forward to watching you guys on TV this week, though, at the RSM. Maxwell, you're already down there at St. Simons. David's got 2 more exams to take, and then he's going to be on his way to St. Simons. Best of luck. Do not text or call me about exams. That is not my genre. So let's get on to some of the golf questions that I have for the RSM, which first off, did y'all happen to follow the story of the Bryans brothers last week? Because they kind of stole the headlines in Bermuda. And does that give you guys a little bit of motivation knowing that 2 more brothers are going to be teeing it up this week at the RSM? It's just not going to be the Bryan bros, but it's the Ford bros.
Yeah, to be honest, I haven't followed it that closely. I've seen a couple of Instagram posts, but haven't gone down the rabbit hole of tracking all the Instagram posts. But yeah, I think I don't know. I'm just trying to go to sleep tonight and then show up tomorrow morning and just kind of take it one step at a time. To be honest, I really haven't thought about, once the tournament starts. I think I'm just trying to get settled down here and really just take everything as it comes and enjoy it as much as I can.
Yeah, I think I've been doing too much studying because I don't think I've been spending too much time on Instagram. I haven't seen much from the tournament last week, but I assume it's been pretty cool, and I think it's good for media, I guess, with Maxwell and I playing this week. But yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as him. I'm got 2 exams to take, and then after that, it's golf time. So until those exams get finished, I'm going to be focused on those.
Well, I'm happy to be just be at a study break for you, David. I mean, this is quite the honor to get you on before you get into the books the rest of the evening. And Charlie and I heard this rumor. I don't know if it happens to be true. Most of the time, tee times come out Tuesday afternoon, right around noon. But we heard a rumor you might be playing with a Tar Heel legend, Davis Love. Is that something that y'all could confirm, or is this just a silly rumor that I heard?
I'm not sure. I think rumors are fun, but I don't have any confirmation. I actually heard that too. Like me, Maxwell, and Davis Love potentially, but I'm cool to play with anybody. I wouldn't mind playing with Ryan Gerard and Ben Griffin. I mean, that would be crazy, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind playing with anybody, and playing with Davis Love would be really cool.
Yeah, I heard the same rumor. So I'm probably in the same boat as you guys. I heard it one time and I was like, that's kind of weird. I don't know if that's going to happen. But it'd be cool if it does. But yeah, I'm just along for the ride. We'll see what happens.
Well, I'm going to be on the ground next week. I'll be at Sea Island at the RSM Classic as well. We'll have the headset out following golf, and I guarantee you if it's you two and Davis Love, I know we're going to have cameras on that group. So I would actually love to watch y'all 3 play together. That'd be a ton of fun, and you'd be on Golf Channel a lot. And now I get to talk about how you can telepathically tell each other what you're thinking as far as what numbers in your mind. So, but Maxwell, lastly, just Sea Island, I've read is your favorite vacation spot. I mean, not only are you playing in one of the your favorite places in the world, but you're getting to play your first PGA Tour event. So that's got to be extra special for you.
It is. Yeah, definitely. I think it's, I guess, one of 2 events that are in my home state, the Masters and the RSM, as far as I know. And my swing coach is down here, Chan Reeves. So I kind of associate Sea Island with going to Chan's house for vacation. And I associate Chan's house for vacation with really good burgers and just a fun week. So yeah, I feel like Sea Island's just the perfect spot. It always seems to be warmer in the winter than it is back home in Atlanta. And then in the summer it's hot, but it's you usually get a little wind blowing, so it doesn't feel as hot. And obviously, I've played well down here. I won the Junior Jones Cup a few years ago, so I feel like I just have some good memories down here.
Well, I look forward to watching you guys play, and I'll leave you with this last question and answer it however you wish. What would be a best case scenario, or what would your goal be heading into the RSM Classic? Is it making the cut? Is it finishing top 20? Is it just going out and having a good time?
I think. Oh, sorry. Go for it. No, you're going.
I think I think every tournament I show up to, I want to win. I was thinking
Yeah.
about this as I was studying. Well, I guess I wasn't studying while I was thinking about this, but at one of my study breaks, I was thinking about how badly I want to win golf tournaments. But another thought I had was like, I can't control the win, and all I can do is just control my process, control like the work I put in before the week. And then really, I think my only goal, like if I had one goal, it would just be to trust in the Lord, like whatever happens, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to play the tournament. I don't know if I'm going to get injured on the plane ride going down there. Like, as soon as I get there, we'll figure that out. But I think I can glorify the Lord wherever I go, whether it's on a plane or in the practice round or on a golf course. And that's kind of my only goal for the week is just to like trust in His plan, and then wherever He leads me, go there and glorify Him in that.
And I would say my goal for this week is just to. This is probably not what you're expecting, but it's probably to just learn more about who God is. I think in times in the past where I get really nervous or like I want something really bad, that I can learn a lot about myself and who God is. So I think, or I hope and I pray that desire stays with me for the week. Just to learn more about God is really my overall goal for this week.
Well, that's awesome, guys. It's inspiring stuff, and definitely look forward to meeting you guys in person. Didn't get a chance to shake you guys' hands in Denver at the U.S. Amateur, but looking forward to seeing you guys in pants on Thursday and Friday, teeing up on the PGA Tour for the first time. So looking forward to watching y'all play and meeting you guys. And best of luck. Safe travels to you, David. Make A's on the test. And Maxwell, get ready and
Yes, sir.
start enjoying that prep and PGA Tour life. It's pretty fun, man.
Sweet. Thank you.
Thanks,
thank
guys.
you for having us too.